Today we start off the day by going to Rayford Yard Shops to see two BC Rail barns that have been patched and bought out by MSRX. They're currently working the yard shops to pick up a GP60M. To get to the GP60M, though, they need to move a snowplow to a different yard track. The lead unit, MSRX 8251, the trailing unit is MSRX 8250. Both are sister units. Both are also planned to be painted into the MSRX paint scheme, as you see on the SD50 behind the two BC Rail barns. CSX is owing MSRX power hours, as you can see by the YN2 SD40-2 and YN3B AC44. Two trailing MSRX units at the very back are a C40-8W and a GP60M. They will be running light power to Port Newark, but as we see it across its journey, it will tie down in Port Newark due to the crew running out of time and no other crews being available. We also see the Blue Bonnet patch unit that has been equipped with a remote control. MSRX bought out this unit not too long ago. We fly the drone over towards the yard shops again to get a good look at the power. We see one of their MP15 Heritage units that are way in the back. As you can see out front, there is the yard switcher, and to the left of the shops is some deadlines. Here we see it passing Rayford Street as it heads out to the yard lead to get permission to enter the main line. I invited a few friends along to chase this special train. Here we are at the Rayford Yard Lead to see the OCS coaches, a ballast train, and a tanker train with CSX power. The OCS F units are behind the shops in Rayford. We are at Brown's Yard to see the power. At the front of the line is an ex-Southern GP38. Behind is a GP60M, ex-New Haven RS11, and at the very back is a ex-Conrail GP40, all in MSRX paint. We go to Port Reading to see the power as well, with two GP15 yard switchers. To the right is a MSRX ethanol train that's been cut up, and the power has been sitting here for a few days. One of the units in the train is a CPAC44. We go to Bayway. The B40-8s that have been there for months have finally been moved, and in the very back of the yard are two ex-Wisconsin Southern MP15s. They will be staying here for the rest of their lives. At Port Newark, we see local power. Here we are at NJT Yard. We're at Short Branch Yard now to see a yard switcher that has been parked here, tied down. Down there is a NJT ALP46 pushing a bi-level car train. They will soon start a service. We see the power move exiting Rayford Yard Lead, but we are a little bit too late as we see it heading off onto the main line at North Farmingdale, so we decided to book it back to the car and chase it. But first we take a quick look at the CSX Power. Notice the G-type signals. You're at Farmingdale to see the BC Rail barns on the power move. They are flying towards Hilton Junction. In the distance is an NJT commuter train being pulled by an NJT PL42, which is an ex-Amtrak P40, modified to P42 standards. We are now at Hilton Junction to see the power move. I was down at the other end of the platform so I wouldn't get blocked by my shot. G-type signals are still in service on the MSRX, but who knows how much longer, as they are getting pretty old. But as you can see, they are pretty shiny. I wasn't very lucky this time at Sudbury, because I was kind of blocked by a few people at the other end of the platform. He has an approach signal due to an NJT coming up behind him, so he is going to be crossed over to track 1 and then park in Bridgetown Yard until the NJT train passes by. We head to Bridgetown Station. The first thing we see is an ALP 45 pulling a set of Comet 5s. We were given permission by MSRX staff to go into Bridgetown Yard to get some close-up shots of the power move. We were also given permission to go on top of the control tower to get a nice overview shot. To the right is a parked ballast train. It's been here for a few weeks, unloaded. We don't know when it will move. The power move was given a medium approach signal. This is because they were going to follow the NJT train into Bridgetown Station so it can go ahead of them. And like I said from earlier, an NJT PL42 was pushing at the back of the train, which is an ex-Amtrak P40 modified to P42 standards. CSX 8863 on this train is an ex-Conrail SD40 in Line 2, which is a really rare sight. I believe only the last ex-Conrail SD40 in Line 2. And off they go, off to the next station we'll see them at. Now we are at the Black River Yard, known as Howell Yard. No action like always. We go to Rayford Terminal on our way to see the power move, and when we arrive we see a MSRX intermodal rounding the curve, bound for Rayford Intermodal. The power is two General Electric ES44AC locomotives, also known as the GEVOs, because they are General Electric Evolution series. We arrive at South Willits just in time as an NJT ALP-45 pulls into the station. This is the train we saw at Bridgetown earlier when the BC Rail power move was parked in Bridgetown Yard. You see it as it goes off into the distance, off towards North Willits for its next station stop. We see the BC Rail barns rounding the curve just up the line. They are starting to slow down because they have a stop signal at this other end of South Willits. You see them stopped at the other end of the station, so we decide to start walking down there. We got a few pics down at South Willits, and now we go to North Willits to see it for the last time. This is due to it heading into Port Newark, but tying down outside of Port Newark where we can't get to it. So enjoy this last clip of the power move heading into Port Newark. Hopefully next stops we will see this power being put on a train out of Port Newark. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Railfanning the MSRX. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. But anyways, I will see you guys in the next video. Take care, y'all.